Sonic Racing CrossWorlds has some absolutely amazing tracks, so let's rank them today. This is all going to be my personal opinion. I've played over 120 hours in this game, so I am pretty experienced with each track, so let's get into the ranking. For some of these tracks I've actually changed my opinion over time. At first there was some tracks I didn't like, but I've actually started to like a lot more, and there's some that I did like that I've started to like less. This video is only going to be the main non-DLC tracks and not including CrossWorlds either. They will be their own separate videos, and for the DLC one, that will be when all the DLC is released.
Water is such a stupid concept. I fucking die! What is this bullshit? Who made this?
Okay, so to start things off, Coral Town, I don't like it. I would never choose this course over any other course in this game. Here are the reasons why I don't like it. There's too many branching paths, it's too difficult to figure out which path it is to take, and when you do figure out what's the best path, what's the point of all the other paths again? I don't really like the theme too much. I think the music is pretty mid. The visuals are okay, but I'm just not really the fan of it. And I think it's just overall just not that fun to drive on compared to the other tracks. I feel like everyone is all split up instead of all together in the chaos. And the shortcuts are pretty weird as well. There's certain ones where you have to actually carefully platform on these coral pad things to get to certain rings. And then there's that big shortcut at the end, which is good. But I generally don't really like playing on this one. Now, I don't think the track's actually bad, but it is the worst track on this entire list. So, I'm sorry Coral Town, but you are a C tier.
Chow Park! Chow Park! Chow Park!
So, I'm not exactly the biggest fan of this one. I think this track's kind of mid. I think the layout is nothing to write home about. There's not really any shortcut places in the entire track. There's these lips that you can go up a bit, but they're not really shortcuts. They don't really cut much off. I think the track design is not really that interesting either. I think the theming is on point with it being a Chow theme park, which is super cool. The music matches as well, but I just think the track layout is kind of boring. I just don't really feel like ever picking this one, but it's not the worst. This track is going to go in a B tier. Yeah, it's just not really my thing.
You just got colorful mall. Share this with all your friends to totally colorful mall them.
Colourful Mall. I'm not the most fond of this level. First of all, it kind of feels like a Coconut Mall ripoff, which, okay, you can't let that judge the track, can you? But then, when you actually look at the track, a lot of the things are really low quality. And I know that this game isn't the best looking game for a PS5 level game, but Colourful Mall is easily the worst looking track in the game in terms of graphics. There's a lot of low poly models, and all of the stalls in the background are just flat 2D textures. They are images right up in your face that look blurry and terrible. I noticed this immediately and it just gives me a sour taste. A couple good things about the track is the layout is okay. I like the multiple paths that you can take. I like the shortcuts that you can do, like the one at the end. The one at the end especially doesn't actually require you to take a boost. As long as you're good at avoiding the tables, you can actually take it boostless, but it is recommended to take a boost because you can just plow right through them. And the music is alright for this one, but I don't really think this one's that good. But this is actually going to be our first B tier track.
Ho ho! Hey, it's me, King Don Potschauser from King Donny Auto Group, and I'm going fast to let you know about the great deals happening this month. So fast.
Donpa Factory. This one is okay. It reminds me of Dream Factory from Sonic Dream Team, and I honestly prefer the way that one looks, so it just makes me wish that we got that instead of Donpa Factory. I really wish we did. It would have been cooler, because who really cares about Donpa anyway, and it would have just been a throwback to one of the newer Sonic games. I mean, they've been doing that with Sonic Superstars and Sonic Frontiers and Shadow Generations with track selections in this game, so why couldn't they have just done it with one of the other recent releases, Sonic Dream Team? Especially because hardly any people got to play that anyway. It would have been cool to have one of the levels within a main release type Sonic game, but I think the music on this is alright. I think the visuals are alright besides from it not being Dream Factory, and the layout is also pretty good, but yeah, I think for this one I'll give it a high B tier because it's not really one I'm ever gonna choose unless there's something worse than it.
Let's go, guys, we will go, we're pursuing now.
Ocean View, the track that just won't go away. It's been in every single Sonic racing game. Like, oh my god, what? They won't leave us alone with this. The layout is quite simple compared to the other ones, and the water section is very dumbed down. It's only got this little curve on lap 1, and then on lap 2 you can go both ways, and one of them has boosts. It's just kind of mid. This is like such a mid version of Ocean View. I definitely don't like it as much as all the other versions. Even the Team Sonic Racing version felt a bit more full than this one, which is, yeah, wow. The music is excellent, of course, the visuals are excellent as well, but the layout is just nothing to write home about. It's just worse than the other versions, I would say. And there's this really weird shortcut that you do on lap 3, which is a lot slower and so much more riskier to take, and it's just like you may as well just take the regular path because there's a huge risk of falling off, and when you do make it you bash into the wall and it just feels so much slower. You do get one of the like legendary item boxes, but is it worth it for how much time you lose and more importantly how much stress you'll get from trying to take it? It's not even located in a good spot. You have to like kind of slow down or take a really harsh turn to get to it. So Ocean View is, I still like going onto it, but it's not as good, so it's going to be a B tier.
Who posted my nudes on Twitter.com? Now everyone's gonna know about my secret egg dick.
Eggman Expo. This one is actually an alright track. It's also one of those ones that I didn't really like at first, but then I kind of started to like after. The main issue that I have with this track is the water section at the end. I just feel like I can't turn. I just bang into the wall and scrape against it. Even when using the technique where you don't hold the A button and just hold the shoulder button, even with that, I feel like I just sometimes struggle just to turn. So I just never really know how to do this section. The rest of the level though is pretty solid. You've got these turns at the start, and on lap 3, the Egg Dragoon here will start to drill you.
Oh, hell no, man.
And then there's a split path section, and once you get to the next section, it's a flying section. I love the Death Egg robot that's here. You just got to predict when he's going to put his arm down, and then, yeah, you just got to avoid it. And then, yeah, there's finally the water section where you can't really turn. And I love Eggman's balls here. They're actually really good as a hazard on lap 3, and obviously Eggman's big ball, which you have to avoid whenever you go through the finish line. But yeah, this track is overall solid. I think I am still going to give this track a B tier rating, mainly because of the water section. I just don't want to pick this track because of that water section. It kind of just drags down the entire track.
AGG. Oh, that didn't work. Shit. Now I have to log in with my diamond. Well, it looks like a diamond. I see how it is.
Crystal Mine. This one is a good track. I don't think it's the best, I don't think it's the worst, I think it's quite average, but I do think that the track is very fun to race on. The actual theming is pretty cool. I love a mine and a rock mountain kind of track, so this is very cool. I wish there was more like a crystal theme, like a crystal cave that you could go through something in one section, but what we got was pretty good. There's a couple of shortcuts that are pretty fun, like going on top of this truck here, going on the sides, which is pretty pointless, but it's pretty funny as well. And at the start you can kind of cut this off, which I always find like it's pretty cool, but I feel like it doesn't really help much. And the music here is alright as well, so I would say that this is a solid B tier track. I don't think it's that good, and it's not something I'm really happy to play online, but I'll take it over a lot of other things.
This place sure feels haunted. There's no time to lose.
Pumpkin Mansion. I actually really disliked this track at first when I first played it, but after having like half a year with playing the game, I've actually started to like it quite a lot. It's become one that I actually want to choose online compared to trying to avoid. I think its theming is very good. It's obviously a Halloween spooky theme. I think the music is kind of generic, to be honest. I don't think it's like that good. I think it's just okay. And the layout is actually decent. Like, you go through these ring portals, which you don't really see that much in the game, despite it being everywhere. But for like general track layout, you never really teleport between places on the tracks. There's only a handful of different shortcuts that let you do this, compared to this being like literally part of the track. But yeah, on lap 1 you don't have access to this floating path, so you have to take the graveyard section bit with the ghosts here. But on lap 3 you can actually go on this invisible path and then go through the pumpkin, which is quite quicker. It's quite easy to fall off this bridge though, so if you're careful you'll just fall into the green goop below and then have to take the bottom path, which is just significantly slower. There's a couple cool shortcuts at the end where you can boost on these ramps, but you have to time it right with the gravestones. And yeah, I think this is just a okay track in the end. I didn't like it at first, but I like it enough now to give it a high B tier.
And if I was that hungry, I don't know how long I would last. I'd rather be dead.
Market Street, Sonic Unleashed. Although, this is a different situation. So Market Street was actually in Team Sonic Racing because Rooftop Run was a major location in Team Sonic Racing. And Market Street in Team Sonic Racing is way better than the version that we got in CrossWorlds. Don't get me wrong, the CrossWorlds version is good, but it just puts a sour taste in my mouth whenever I see this version. And to think what this track could have been if it was just using the same version from Team Sonic Racing. CrossWorlds version basically is the same, except it cuts out this entire wall ride section, the hot air balloon bouncing section, and a few more like bits like that, and then it just cuts it short for some reason. To replace all of that, it's just this one simple turn, and it just makes the track feel too short and just not fulfilled enough. And especially with the knowledge that Team Sonic Racing's version was better, I just don't like this version as much. Obviously the music is phenomenal, and the actual like visuals are amazing. It's a Sonic Unleashed level after all, but unfortunately Market Street is a B tier track for me. If it was the Team Sonic Racing version, it would be A tier, but unfortunately, it's just worse.
See you in the next stage for more Radical Highway, son.
Fuck you, Dad.
I think Radical Highway is just so cool. So yeah, this track is actually really decent. I'm glad that this one came back. It's not my favourite, but obviously it's a Sonic Adventure 2 track, so it's going to be awesome. And the music and theming and visuals are on point here, although the background looks very, very low quality, which is like kind of jarring when you look at it. I like how there's multiple paths most of the way through the level, which is kind of like what Radical Highway was about. I like the big jump because you could just do loads of tricks, and especially in those festivals where you got to do loads of tricks to get points, it's very good for that. The bridge section is also pretty cool. I like how there's multiple sections again, and you can also drive up the side railing, which is just so awesome. And yeah, I think this one's very good. I don't like how much of a straight line the bridge is, but it's not like you can really avoid that. But yeah, I would say that this one's a very decent A tier track.
I'm not weak. I am not weak.
Mystic Jungle. This is a pretty solid track. I love that Sonic Forces levels are being like reimagined in ways that are, well, better than Sonic Forces. The music remix is top notch, the graphics of it look really good, the layout is very good as well. I love how it incorporates different things from Mystic Jungle. It incorporates the cave section, the water slide section from the Avatar levels, and then also the snake that you usually see at the end of Luminous Forest. I always seem to fall off here, but that's more of a skill issue more than the track's issue. But yeah, I think this is a very fun, very good track. There are two major shortcuts here. There is one at the beginning, but the two I'm talking about is riding on the snake and also taking this cut at the end. The snake one is very difficult, so unless you've got something like a laser, it's probably not worth going for. And then at the end, I feel like it doesn't really help, but I mean, you may as well take it if you're lagging behind. So yeah, I think this one's a very good A tier course. Urban Canyon. This one's a good track. I like this one. The theming is pretty cool, kind of like a utopia feeling kind of thing, like an advanced kind of city, because like everything's made of like premium metal and it's all like nice looking and everything. I guess that's kind of the vibe I get from it. But yeah, the actual track layout is pretty decent. There's a couple of shortcuts, like on lap 3 you can take these ones here. You don't even need boosts to take them, you can actually just do them boostless and you'll make it. Pretty sharp turns there, so you've got to be ready there. And then halfway through the track there's this gliding section, and you can choose to go back on land again under here, but I feel like it's better just to stay in the air. You've got more space to fly, and there's rings and item boxes that you can get. And the last couple turns are pretty decent, and then there's a shortcut bit of grass at the end. So yeah, I would say this one's quite a decent track, and the music is okay as well. I don't think it's anything to write home about, but I think I'll give this one a solid A tier. So yeah, East Stadium. This track is a very good beginner track. I love how good the simplistic design of the track is, as well as it not being like too simple. There's a bunch of cool shortcuts that you can take. Lap 3 allows you to take this shortcut really nicely using the boost panels. The ramps and everything here is pretty cool, and I think it's just a very solid starter track. The theming is great, the music is great. It's just not really anything wrong with this. So I would say that this is a very good A rank for East Stadium.
Should I jump?
Yes!
Yeah, you're gonna jump, bitch. Walk the plank. Yeah, you're harming.
Metal Harbor. Now this track is very good because I love the fact that it is a Sonic Adventure 2 track, and I think they explored Metal Harbor as best as they could in a racetrack form. At the start of the track there's two paths you can take, one that just puts you onto another ship and another one that makes you glide above it. Both of these sections feel pretty good, but it's easy to say that the flying one is definitely better. I like that on lap 1 you go around where this big ramp is, and there's a couple changes, and then on lap 3 you actually go up and do this big jump which reminds you of the end of the stage in Sonic Adventure 2. At the end there's a couple shortcuts. There's this little bit of narrow path where if you carefully take it you can actually save a lot of time, or if you have an item like the laser you can just easily do it no matter what. Then there's this shortcut where if you hit it at the right angle with a boost you can cut off this corner really nicely. I like the music remix of Metal Harbor and I think it looks very visually nice in this game, so this is a very solid track. I will give this one a solid A tier.
And then you grind down the suspension cables like whoosh, and then the fighter jets come in and drop bombs like that you dodge them, and then you go in that building with the springs. That's like bong 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 bong. My god, it's so cool.
What are you, 12?
White Space. This one, I've got mixed feelings about this one because the theming and music and just, oh my god, the layout is so good. This is a very, very good track. There's a few sections I'm not really the most fond of, like the water section. I just don't really like it that much. And I always get destroyed on the final section where Chaos Island is. And I don't know why. I just always get destroyed. It's one of those tracks that I don't really pick that often online because I always get destroyed for some reason. I love the music. I love it. I love that it's an All Hail Shadow remix because that's just so awesome. And obviously this is what White Space was kind of doing in Shadow Generations. But yeah, theming, visuals, and track design is actually on point, but for some reason I never want to pick it online because of that reason. I'm not going to let that bias affect the overall ranking, so I'm going to put this at a high A tier. So yeah, I wish it was slightly different, but I just prefer a bunch of other ones and I choose those more often online. So next is Blizzard Valley. This track is actually alright, I do like this one. I think the snowy blizzard theme is pretty unique. No other track in the game is like this. You do have wind constantly blowing you in a direction when you're in the outside areas, and I think that actually adds to the track more than takes it away. You actually need to put on some more skill to try and stop yourself from being pushed onto the off-road, which is very good in a game where having skill can, help you in a item look-based kind of kart racer. But yeah, I think the visuals are pretty good, the music is excellent, and I like the lap gimmicks. On lap 1 you drive through this section normally in this split path, but on lap 3 it's been absolutely destroyed and you have to fly through it instead. After this section you do have these split paths that you can take. I think they're pretty equal to one another, kind of just the way that you get thrown out of this section is the way that you go more than anything. And then yeah, there's a shortcut that you can take near the end as well, which is pretty cool. But yeah, Blizzard Valley is a solid A tier course. I actually do like this one.
It's lucky I fell in the kiddie pool.
Aqua Forest. This one's actually a very good track. I love the theming of it being in this like really high up treetop forest. I love the fact that the music is just super good. I love how this is the track that uses the water the most, which is funny because you're like levitating in the sky. You would have thought an ocean one would have done that, but the general layout of this track is very good. I feel like there's a lot of places I can use my boost and take a shortcut. There is this one bit where you go on the ring to take a shortcut, but it's actually longer, so it's best just to avoid that on lap 3. There's this dash ring shortcut, which is pretty fun as well to go on. And then there's some shortcuts at the end that can help you a lot if you have a boost. Yeah, this track's very solid. It's just overall visually good. I love the theming of it, and the layout is really decent. This is an A tier track.
See, I've become quite thirsty and now I must quench my thirst.
Well, just drink some water.
Knuckles, don't you know what happened the last time I tried to do that?
Water Palace. I like this one a lot. This is originally a stage from Sonic Rush, but the thing is that I've played Sonic Rush, it might be Sonic Rush Adventure actually, but I've played Sonic Rush, and I haven't fully got myself to embrace that game yet, so I feel like I'm missing out on having specific feelings towards this track like other Sonic fans might be. I think it's pretty cool that it is pretty much just a recreation of a Sonic Rush level, but to me, I'm looking at it kind of in its own way since I've not really got anything to compare to from the original game. For starters, the music is very good, but I do know that the music is completely different to the actual Water Palace music. I do love the visual design here, it's very good with the water, and speaking of the water, it introduces the first water boating section in the game, and I think it does a pretty good job. It's pretty simple and straightforward. This is a first cup track, remember, so it's not going to be the most complex, but I think it introduces it quite well. There's one good shortcut at the end that if you take this, you pretty much have won the race. And I think this is just a very solid track. Good music, good visuals, good track design, I love the layout, and good theming. Just very good. I'll give this one an S tier as well.
Driving in my car right after a beer. Hey, that bomb is shaped like a deer.
Apatos. Sonic Unleashed. Oh my god, I love Sonic Unleashed so much. This track is a very, very good track. I feel like a lot of people were looking forward to this track when the game was first revealed and shown off for this track. The visuals are straight out of Sonic Unleashed. The music is a pretty cool remix, even though it's a bit funky. And the driving in my truck section at the beginning it's so funny with how chaotic it is. A lot of people might not like this, but I like how thin the track is in a lot of places because it just means that the chaos is even higher. And I love chaos in my racing games. There's a couple of shortcuts and alternate paths. At the beginning you can boost on the grass to get up to here, and you can also go on the ground on the left here. You then get to a flying section, which is very good. I like how it uses this to connect you to the different islands of Apatos. Lap 1 and 3 are different. At the flying sections, on lap 1 you turn left and go around this way. On lap 3 you go to the right and go around this way. Pretty much just the same but mirrored. And yeah, I think the overall track design is very good. I definitely like coming here and I definitely choose it online, so I would give this one an S tier ranking. Rainbow Garden. This track is really good. I like this one a lot. I absolutely love the theming. I think the flower and like colourful theming is great. I think the track design is still a first cup track, so it's the second track that you'd usually play in the game, so it's not the most complex, but I do like it. It's very good. The first corner's good because this is big open shortcut that you can take. If you don't take the corner sharp enough, you can go to the off-road, so it kind of trains you on how to drift properly. Then it's a good introduction to the flying mechanic of the game in this little section. I love that in this section there's 2 shortcuts that you can do, but one of those opens on lap 3 only. And then the cave section is also pretty cool with a nice little shortcut. The whole visual design of this track is amazing. The music is outstanding. I love jumping across the flowers here at the end, and that final shortcut is so broken. If you have a power item, you are going to come in a top spot if you take this one. Very good, and I would say that this is actually an S tier course for me. North Star Islands. I really like this track. I wasn't really the biggest Sonic Superstars fan when I first played it on the Nintendo Switch, but I'm going to revisit it this year, and I'm going to play it on PC and see if I like it or not, because I was kind of rushing through it before, but actually talking about the track, you know, that's based on this game. I think the layout is pretty good. I love the theming. It just mashes all of the Sonic Superstars levels, or at least most of them, together, and I think the music is great. I always enjoy myself when I play this one. There's plenty of shortcut potential, like here, and you can also take this one to go onto the ring here, and also in the piston section you can get pushed up to the sides. But yeah, I always have a good time with this one. I always pick this one if a lot of the competition is either okay or good. I usually pick this one over it. It's quite a fun track of mine, and for that it's going to be an S tier track.
There's sand everywhere! Green Hill's looking a lot more like Sand Hill right now.
Next is Sand Road. This track is very good. I like this one a lot better than the Team Sonic Racing version. It's got perfect theming. I love how it incorporates 2 of the main themes from Sandopolis in Team Sonic Racing. The open Sand Road part with the water, and then the Boo's House Scary Ghost section. And I think that's pretty cool. The actual layout of the track is phenomenal. I love the fact that there's this big shortcut at the start, which if you have a boost for is really helpful. There are the 2 paths in the Boo's House section, but the top path is pretty pretty useless. Just take the bottom path and make sure you hit all the boost panels without colliding with the wall, and it's a lot better. And then on lap 1 you're forced to go around this way, which is pretty cool, and I like this layout. But then on lap 3 you get to go on the water section, and this is the faster and better section to go on. I like that the game forces you to go on both paths at least once. Obviously you can still choose to go on the outer path on lap 3, but you may as well take the water. It's cooler and it's a lot quicker. And then with the ending section there's these 2 shortcuts here, and then the overall bumpy section. Most of the time I'm just flying through the air in this section, but yeah, I just think this layout, theming, and the music being Sand Hill from Sonic Adventure, good, perfect remix. This is a definite S tier track if I've ever seen one. Oh my god guys, Wonder Museum. This track is absolutely incredibly phenomenal. I fell in love with this track the day I first played it in the open network test. First of all, the music is just outstanding, super good composition. I just love the music in this track. The theming is also just top notch, on point as well. I like how it isn't just like kind of generic, and it is like a proper museum, and it has all of the like different things like the dinosaurs and the cars that actually come to life on lap 3. This has to be the best lap 3 gimmick in the entire game. It completely transforms the track. Everything is just moving and alive and different. So good. The general layout of the track is good as well. There's a decent amount of shortcuts and different things that you can look out for. And that music, man, oh my god, it's so good. So yeah, this is a very, very, very good S tier track. Did you really expect anything different? Kronos Island. Well, let me know in the comments if you expected this to be number 1. But yeah, Kronos Island is the best track in Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. The theming is on point. It looks straight out of Sonic Frontiers. The music is so fabulous, and the remix actually makes it feel like it fits within a racing game because it's a little bit more faster. The actual layout of the level is awesome as well. There's a couple shortcut areas where you can cut across. I feel like I'm always on my toes the entire race. It doesn't feel like there's any boring sections. I love how you can just see the rest of the island in the distance. It's just such a nice touch. I love the fact that this enemy that I can't remember its name, you know, like in Sonic Frontiers, makes the path for you to race on. It's pretty cool. And then there's this big open section with whatever this enemy's called. I haven't played Sonic Frontiers since it came out. I've forgotten these names. And it's just pretty cool. And the ending shot can actually be taken boostless, and I think it's a bit quicker, but I'm not 100% sure. An absolutely phenomenal track. I pick this every time it comes online. I just pick it over everything else that's there. This is my favourite track in Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. Is this your favourite too? Let me know what your favourites and least favourites are in the comments. But yeah, that was a full ranking of the Sonic Racing CrossWorlds tracks. So subscribe if you want to see me rank the CrossWorlds and also the DLC tracks in the future. And I'm also going to rank a bunch of other things from Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. So if you're interested, click that subscribe button and support small creators. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.